Hi, in this video, I will show you how to install Kali Linux in Windows 10. So along with installing, I will also tell you how to troubleshoot if you have any errors. All right. So first, go to Google and type Kali Linux. So we will use WinKex in order um, to download the Kali Linux, and also put that using WinKex. We use that tool to display that particular Kali Linux user interface. All right. So I will tell you how to install from the documentation itself. So I won't make my own commands. So I will show you how to go through the Kali. So Kali original documentation from here so that you will know how I'm doing it. So instead of telling you random commands, I will teach you how to do by your own also by using this documentation. So not only this, anything, so you don't worry how to install, just follow the documentation and it is easy for you to install. So installation, click on this installation and go here. Prerequisites is running Windows 10 version 2004 or higher. So in order to find that, click here, win So click on that and you can see version 2004. So you can see, so it is matching here. So we are able to install in this system. So and after that, so open PowerShell as administrator. So click on this search bar here and type PowerShell. So do not do in the x86, do in the Windows PowerShell. So right click and run as administrator. So it will pop up a window. So do you want to allow this make changes to your device? So click on yes. So you will see a PowerShell. So if you want to zoom it a little bit, click on Control and scroll your mouse so that it will zoom, right? So it is easy. So now the first command is enable Windows optional features, which is Microsoft Windows Subsystem Linux. So we will be using Microsoft Windows Subsystem Linux, WSL. So we will be enabling that feature. So since I already enabled in my system, so you just copy and paste. So you can select, right click, copy, and click here and right click your mouse. So it will automatically copy. So I don't know, it is copy then paste. Yeah, so when you click on the right click on the mouse, it will automatically copy. So when you press, so I won't press enter here because it will restart the system, and you also need to restart the system. All right, so press enter and it will automatically restart the system. If not, you have to restart your system in order to happen that Windows Subsystem Linux. So this feature, if you want to check whether it is enabled, this feature is enabled or not, so you have to go into the control panel. So control panel, click on this and go to this programs and click on this programs and features and click on this turn Windows features on or off. So go down and you can see Windows subsystem for Linux. It is checkmarked, right? So that means it is enabled in your system. So that is what we have done. Enable Windows optional feature. So feature name is Microsoft Windows Subsystem Linux. So that's what we enabled. So you restart the system and open PowerShell and administrator and run. The same thing here. So you copy and paste these two commands. So first you copy this and you paste it here. So I'll just take off and paste it. You press enter. So there is a no restart here. So you don't need to, it won't do the restart automatically. So again, you have to copy this command and paste it. And after that, you do the restart. All right. So bookmark this video so that whenever you come back, you can continue watching. So because if you have any errors, I will tell you how to rectify it. All right. So download and install WSL2 Linux kernel from this link. So right click and open in the new tab. So, so you can see I have opened in the new tab. So download the Linux kernel update package. So click on this link so that it will download a package. So you click on this. Since I already downloaded it, so it is downloading a couple of times. So you click on this and it will automatically run the command, and you click finish. That's it. And if you go up in this particular install Windows subsystem for Linux, this is the same thing we have done in the previous things, right? So here there are two commands, right? So that is what we have done. This is the first command that you made, and this is the second command you have done. And we download the kernel package, and you will later you will do this set WSL2 as your default version, and installing the Kali Linux from the App Store. So you have to set the default version. If you don't want to do it from here, if you want to follow the original documentation, see the same thing when you download and install, and after that you open the PowerShell as administrator and run this particular command. So copy this and paste in this particular thing. So press enter, so it will automatically set it. So then after that, install Kali Linux from the Microsoft Store. Okay, you can see the Microsoft Store button here. So if you don't see it, type store, then it will open up this particular Microsoft Store. Then from here, you search for Kali Linux. Okay, so here is the Kali Linux. Click on this. And so this product is something, okay, so close this, then is install launch. So for you, it will be happening like download or get, because since I already did it, so it will be get for you. And after you get, it will download from here. So after you download it, then you click on this launch button. All right. So click on the launch button, then it will take out this window. Then in this window, it will ask you to enter new Unix username. So what is your username? So I'll type something. My name is Joran, and I'll type G and press enter. And put your password. So put your password that you like, sorry. So enter new Unix username. Please use matching the regular expressions of Joran. Yeah, so it is asking for password. So put the password. And I kept my names, and you retype that password, press enter. And you can see here is the desktop. So this is a command line interface for the Kali Linux. All right. So how do you get the graphical version of this Kali Linux? We'll do it by installing WinKex. All right. So you close this store and you go down. And after you have downloaded from the Microsoft Store to upgrade an existing WSL, so just copy and paste again in the PowerShell. Copy and paste here and press enter. That's it. So then run Kali and finish the initial setup. So we have already done the initial setup. This is a call as a setting up your username and password is the initial setup. So after you download it, you can go here and do this. Then you can do the initial setup. All right. So either of the one is fine. So now we will install WinKex in the Kali Linux. So run install WinKex via this command. So copy and go to the Kali Linux and control V. So I have to copy it again. So copy this and paste here and press enter. So put your password that you have entered initially here. So my password is Sharon and press enter. So you will see a lot of packages installing. So once it is done, I will show you. So it will keep on installing all the packages. So, all right. So do you want to continue here? Press Y and press enter. So it will be installing all the stuff. All right. So I will pause this video. I won't pause, but so I will skip this video until it will install everything and I will show you again. All right. So, okay, so meanwhile, one more thing. So if you are doing this installation via bootcamp, that means if you are doing in the Mac OS, so in Mac OS, your Windows will be in the bootcamp. right? So at that point of time, if your startup disk is Mac OS, then there will be no virtualization enabled. All right. At that point of time, when there is no virtualization enabled, at that point of time, your computer will give an error, which is your computer will give an error, which is this one. So you can see installing this may take a few minutes. After that, you will get an error, WSL register distribution failed with error, right? So press any key to continue. So this will occur because you don't have this will occur because the virtualization is not on in your computer. So guys, if you're already downloading and installing, and if you are done, just skip this video to somewhat forward so you can go to the rest of this stuff. I'm just explaining you how to troubleshoot if you get a error, so that if you don't get any error, just skip this video maybe for a minute so that you will get for the next steps. So if you get this and you have to check in your Windows, right click here and go to the task manager and go click on this performance. Click on this performance and click on the CPU, and if you see here virtualization enabled, right? So if you don't see virtualization enabled here, it will be disabled here, then this error will occur, right? So if you don't get this error, just skip it. So if you get this error, what you should do is, if it is disabled in this virtualization, what you need to do is, so you have to go to your Mac Apple menu here, right? Click on this Apple menu and go to the system preferences and click on startup disk. So whenever you click on system preferences, it will give the different icons. So select an icon which says startup disk. So click on the startup disk and click on the lock button in order to unlock it so that you can make the changes. So whenever you want to try to unlock, it will ask for the password. So put your administrator password, your user password. So then select your startup disk, then restart your Mac. So since your Windows will be in this boot camp, right? So since the Windows will be in this boot camp, click on this boot camp, then restart the system, or click on this boot camp, then lock this particular uh, icon so that you cannot make any further changes, and click on restart, so that after you have done that, this virtualization will be enabled in your Windows, which is installed in boot camp. All right. So that is the solution for this thing. So WSL register distribution fail. This will occur whenever you don't enable the virtualization on. All right. So let's see this Kali. So yes. So click on English. So click OK here or press enter. So press enter. Sorry. So click OK or press enter. You press tab, then it will take you to OK, then press enter. So it will take some time to progress all this stuff. So right, it got downloaded, right? So once it got downloaded, we'll go to that particular. Sorry. Okay, so we have installed it, right? What is the next step is run with WinKex. So WinKex win. So to start with the window mode, you need to put this particular command, but I suggest you to type kex here and press enter. So it will ask for a password. So put any password and press enter and verify that password and press enter. So would you like to enter a view only password? Put Y and press enter and type again. You can put the same password if you want. So that's it. So now you can see the Kali Linux will be opening in a while. Okay. Yes, success. You see, now this is a Kali Linux. And what I want to show you is now press F8. So press F8 and you can take out this full screen. So uncheck this, press F5, F8 so that you will get this particular menu here, and press on this full screen. So uncheck this so that it will come up just like a window. So I'll just, you can see just like a small window, right? So this is a small window. So if you want, you can maximize it like this, right? So there is everything here. You can see everything. So here is a terminal emulator, but ls you can see all the list, right? So how do you get rid of this particular thing again? So if you want to close the kex, now press F8 again and exit the viewer. So when you click on that, so from the window mode, you will get to the terminal mode. But even though you are in the window mode, the graphical mode, this terminal will be open. All right. So this that's it. So this is how you enter and exit into the graphical view. So there is also another way to get into the graphical user interface of this particular Kali Linux. So by doing is, how to do it, you can use the remote desktop connection. So you can use this remote desktop connection so to get the user interface. So how you do it, first you need to install the xrdp. So sudo apt install xrdp and put the as Y. So that means you don't need to press Y and press enter. So it will automatically install. So put the password that will you have done. So it is downloading the XRDP and the progress is very fast. So you can see that. So now um, sudo service, start the service of XRDP so that you can remotely log in into this particular Kali Linux using remote desktop connection. So sudo service XRDP start. So starting remote desktop protocol server. So it is done, right? So that is done. Pre-configuring some packages. So building some dependencies. Oh, it is still doing it. So let's see that. So it is done. So it is just showing these things. I mean, I think there is something. I just press enter. So it is, um, this thing came onto the command. So if you type sudo service xrdp start, then it will start the remote desktop. Then open your remote desktop connection. So this is not. So type here remote desktop connection. So click on this and you need to know the IP address of this particular Kali. For that, type ifconfig. Then you can see the inet address here 172.21.25.22. So 172 21 25 22. So I already tested it. So click connect now. So click yes and it will take you to the VNC server and it will ask you for the username and password. So what is the username that you kept for the Kali Linux? So in this case my name is Sharon and the password is also Sharon and I click OK. So that's it. So using desktop connection, remote desktop connection, you have logged in into the Kali Linux, right? So this is the way how to do it. So this is you can open the terminal. So let's, right? So I'm just removing the, so yeah. So you can open the terminal and everything. You have everything in the for the Kali Linux, all the things, right? So I showed you two ways. One is using remote desktop and also using for the WinKex, right? So for the WinKex, if you want to use the remote desktop for any other computers, you can use the WinKex to log into the Kali Linux, then use it, then remote desktop to the other computer, right? So I showed you the two possible ways that you can log in into the graphically log in into the Kali Linux. So thank you for watching.